Sometimes I find myself just sitting here in the van as we go through this process, just kind of taking a look at what's here and what's not, thinking about what we've done, what we have to do, what's possible, what we want it to be, and are we moving ourselves fast enough toward that goal and given our situation. Sometimes I come up with answers, sometimes I don't. Do you guys find yourself in that position ever? When you're doing a project and you just sit back and think, look at things, wonder, analyze your vision a little bit. I did that today. Today we did a bunch of different things in the van. We got a hole drilled in the top to get the wires down through the box, installed some lights, got the bed platform done, or at least roughed in, just to kind of see what it would be like. And here I find myself sitting again, thinking. Well, let's go through what we've done today, and I'll show you where we are. And then we'll take a little tour around the van to show you what we have accomplished and kind of give you an update of what we spent on the van. So if this is something you're interested in, please stick around. This is Dan from Rambling Ambition, and we're redoing our 2019 Sprinter van. Gonna make it an adventure vehicle that can take us all over the country and maybe a little bit beyond. So we're excited about it. The process is going to take us a while. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. You know, check us out. We try and post fairly regularly. And we have a blog too at ramblingambition.com. I kind of go in depth into some of the stuff that I'm thinking about and why I've chosen the things that I've chosen. So check that out if you want to read a little bit more about what we're doing. All right, let's get to the video. So we've marked the hole for where the cable gland box is going to go. And so we're going to tape it up real quick and then drill the pilot hole, and then we'll drill the 1.5-inch hole for the cable gland itself, so, or for the box itself. So this is the box that we're going to put up on the top of the van to bring all our wires into. We're going to drill a hole in the center that's 1.75 inches so that it sits around this, which is going to go through the hole in the roof. Now we already tested it. This was the panel that we took out for the fan, and you can see I've cut a series of holes, but we drilled this out just to make sure that it fit around it so that we can get a proper seal. So we'll drill that in the box right now. All right, so it should sit just like that. Perfect. Well, I was supposed to record that, but I didn't. So there's the hole that the box will sit on. We're just going to deburr this hole. These tools are invaluable for cutting into metal. And then this is our protective sleeve that's going to go through so we have no sharp edges. We're going to test fit it. So we'll pull that back out and we'll prime it, and then we'll get it ready for the box. All right, we primed the outside of it. We'll let that dry. We'll hit the inside real quick too. We're gonna test fit the gasket again in the box. And the box is gonna mount just like that. So we'll have sealant on the inside. This is going to protect the wires going down in, and then we'll raise this up just in case a little bit of water gets in here, that it's not going to flood in. But this has got an O-ring gasket to it, so it should hold pretty good. And then we got cable glands all along there for the solar, the lights in the back, and then we're eventually going to put in a WeBoost OTR drive cell phone booster, which will go in here. And then this leaves the front for any other things that we ever decide to add up here. So I think it's going to work out pretty good. All right, well, we're all finished. So there are the glands. I know that looks nasty, but it's just designed to create a dam on the inside. You can see there's a little bit of a ridge right here. A little ridge right here, and that'll fit into that O-ring. And then those glands will tighten down on the wires, and that's all it takes. All right, we got the rigid lights installed in the back. We got rigid lights installed there. And one up here. And then I'll show you the finished product of the gland box. And there it is. So we have the wire for the lights coming into one of the small ones, the positive and the negative MC4 connectors for the branch connection for the 3 solar panels. And then I've got just a wire plug in this one for when we get the WeBoost. So we just got some wire management that we got to deal with up here, and I'm happy with it. So it looks pretty good, and we'll see if it stays watertight. We got some rain coming, I think, next weekend, so we'll see how it goes. All right, so here on the inside, we took some of the old pieces of Amazon support, and we rib nutted those to the wall, and then we kind of built a bed frame out of 2x4s and set them up on those bases to kind of see the height. Now we established this height with the water heater to make sure we had enough height, because it's going to sit above one of the wheel boxes. And then look at the garage space that this thing is going to have back there. So this is a full queen bed, and we're running from the rear to the front, and then we'll have some seating up here, storage. Our kitchen's going to be about right here. And Emily and I went around the other day and kind of make marks for where we want some outlets and some lighting and some other things. And we've got some stuff already. We're going to have lights and a fan in the back on both sides for the bed. The windows will go there and there. I just haven't gotten the nerve to cut them out yet. And then we'll have some AC outlights, a reading light, our electrical panel, and the Victron system monitor will all be here. That talks about our batteries and the solar and everything else. Tank monitors, digital switching. So I think we got a pretty solid plan. It's just getting to that point. The view from the back, again, the garage is really large. We'll have the electrical closet over here, and then all the water systems over here. Tank will sit in the middle, centered over the axle to help with the weight. And then this will just be places for stuff. Up top, we've got our 2 Max fans, and then we have our roof rack that we made out of Unistrut, and it's going to hold 3 solar panels, one right there, and one right there, 200 watts each. We put our cable gland box up today, secured it, and you can see the MC4 connectors, wires to the lights that we made out of another piece of the van that we recycled. Then we added some rigid lights for the exterior, for some scene lights. There's one there on the passenger side, and then one right here above the passenger door. And we walk around to the back. We have 2 more rigid lights up on this aluminum piece that we built that'll shine backwards and light up the back of the van. So trailer hitch installed. The video that we just put out not too long ago was about the shore power inlet. And then of course the super springs, which are going to help us out with the ride. Hope you guys got something from the walk around of all the things that we've tried to accomplish. We're kind of knocking things off a little bit at a time, and you know, it's not a super fast pace, but we're just kind of methodically going about stuff. Primarily because there's a lot of things that have to happen all at once in order to start working on the inside. The ultimate goal is to get everything that's coming from the outside of the van into the van, get all that dried in, so that we can start working on pulling the electrical wire, finishing the wall insulation, and then getting the walls actually up so that we can start with the rest of the stuff. So with that being said, I wanted to go through kind of what we spent so far on what we've installed. All right, so we have bought a lot of things for the van that we kind of have staged as we're ready to kind of do other steps. But what we've done installed so far, I just wanted to kind of give an idea, and this doesn't include the price of the van. So we paid $170 for roof gaskets for the vent fans. We paid $640 for the 2 Max Air 7500 Deluxe fans. We paid $270 for the trailer hitch.
And then for the sound deadening, we spent about $80. And then plywood was about $132. The adhesive, again, one of the pro tips, make sure you wear bad clothing for that or it gets stuck everywhere, was about $100. And then the super strut was $139.
Moving to some of the lighting, the rear lights by Rigid were $306. The side lights were $220. We spent $40 in the Dicor lap sealant to kind of cover the gasket material and the flange for the vent fans. We spent about $100 in the polyiso insulation for the floor. And then we spent about $520 for the super springs that are going to help out on the rear end. And
then we walked around and we picked out where we wanted to put the outlets. And for the 30 amp outlets, we spent about $65.
And then finally we got about $100 for miscellaneous stuff. So that's fasteners, bolts, washers, nuts, the different things. And that's primarily for the unistrut system for the roof rack. And if we add all that stuff up, we come to a grand total of $2,860.
I don't think that includes the gas mileage back and forth to the hardware store.
No, it doesn't include that. And we typically, every time we do work on the van, we make a couple trips to the hardware store for stuff that either we run out of or stuff that you forget that you need. And those little things, they add up pretty quick. I think $100 probably doesn't cover it, but we're just going to throw that in there. The goal will be that as we do another series of stuff, that we will include that cost and then add that to the total, so you guys have an understanding of kind of what we've spent on the stuff that we've purchased for our van project.
I feel like we're coming along really good. Like, we have a really good foundation. This is the part, it's like all of the guts that we can't like super appreciate right now, but it looks good.
And we spend a lot of time on the outside of the van, and once we get the rear windows installed that are go over beside the bed, everything will turn from that point to the inside of the van, where we can really start to see things coming together, and I think that's going to be an exciting time for us.
Oh, that's going to be like the Pinterest pretty part. Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah, at least the bones behind the pretty part as we kind of get things together. So hope you guys got something from the video. If there's anything that we've used that you'd like for your van project, we'll have links in the description below for all of those. There are links in all of the videos. We have an Amazon affiliate account. If you want to use some of those products, please purchase it through that. It doesn't cost you anymore, but it does kind of help us out with what we're trying to accomplish. And then please check out our blog. We just started it, and it's all caught up to about where we are now, and that's ramblingambition.com. And in that blog, we go in depth into all the decisions that we've made. So if you're interested in really reading the thought process behind why we've made some of these choices, check the blog out. I think it'll be a good.
Yeah, and that ramblingambition.com, the blog, there's an easy, you just put in your email and you can subscribe to it, so then you don't even have to continually go and check out that website. It'll come directly into your inbox.
Cool. Well, this is
Dan and Emily
from Rambling Ambition, and we'll see you at the next video.